Hello, hello. We're reading some Weekly Shonen Jump. We're a little bit behind just because with Christmas stuff I didn't have a chance to read. But it looks like the next set of chapters isn't out yet. I'm a little confused. I thought there would be 2 chapters to read for all of these series, but apparently not. Anyways, we're going to start with the latest chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. We did read 294, correct? I'm pretty sure. Just going to double check though, because it would be very embarrassing to start reading it and being like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, 294. Now we're reading 295. Oh, excuse me. It says the next chapter is coming in 4 days, so I think they just gave the Viz staff a bit of time off. Oh, hello. You've emerged from your box, huh? This one is called Tenacious. The battle has been just completely rampaging nonstop. People jumping in and saving each other over and over again. It feels like a very heroic fight in that regard. Like, I really am a big fan of these all-out shonen battle royale type arcs where there's like a lot of individual fighting, such that we see individual power levels and choreography and stuff. But then the fights like interfere with each other and characters jump from one fight to another and try to get better matchups and stuff. And it has like a really nice heroic feeling to it too, that you can get a ton of I have arrived type scenes. Tabby Seapots knocked me back. I fell, and then where's Todoroki? Todoroki's still alive next to the foot of Gigantomachia. Happened again, that same stabbing sensation in my head. Could it be danger sense? All Might had notes about this. It was the 4th quirk. Okay, so we're in an interesting situation of kind of relative knowledge here, where All Might has made a bunch of notes about the successor program that Deku, of course, being a huge nerd, has studied every character of 20 times over. But we, the audience, only have a very vague sense of these other successors and their other quirks. This, of course, makes sense that they have some more freedom in writing it, and it's more surprising and thrilling and stuff. But it's pretty weird and rare in a shonen series to have characters, especially your protagonist, knowing things about their coming power-ups that you, the reader, don't know. Also interesting, the fourth specifically was called out by Bakugao as being like, there wasn't really any information on him. He looks kind of sinister. I remember someone pointed out in the comments that four, of course, in Japanese is shi. That's one pronunciation of 4, which of course also means death in Japanese, so that 4 is an unlucky number in a lot of Asian countries where 4 is pronounced like death. And yeah, he looks pretty sinister here in this little flashback portrait of him with these mysterious eye scars, the Voldemort-esque nose and lack of eyebrows. Looking a little sinister. And it would be kind of an interesting twist if One For All was at one point held by a somewhat villainous character, or perhaps even just like a brooding anti-hero type. Everyone else we've seen seems very much on the level. And then the quirk itself, Danger Sense. A very convenient quirk in terms of plot writing. Every once in a while, Deku can just get a totally unmotivated heads up that he's in danger. But it's neat, and I think there's probably going to be other instances if we go back and reread the series where it's actually just a manifestation of this quirk, that Deku has this insight or this premonition. Any training with this one yet, so it kind of just burst out like Black Whip. My head's killing me. This one takes a huge toll. Hard to stay conscious. Okay, meanwhile, Mr. Compress, whom we learned about last chapter, has finally demasked himself, has encapsulated all of his comrades, and is now seeking to just swiftly get out of the battle. Lemillion popping out of the ground with his little glitch. The chords of Best Genist flying in to constrain them. Lemillion kind of scuffs him here, but mostly misses. Please give me a moment to unleash my disembodied buttocks in your general direction. Ew. Upon arrival, I spotted a large gathering Nomu in the distance. Since Nomu follows Shigeruki's order, it stands to reason that you could control them if he woke up again. Fading in and out of conscious, not entirely lucid. If we can rouse them properly, command the Nomu to engineer a turnabout. Okay, this is kind of the same issue as when Gigantomachia was going down. They just needed Tomura to wake up and say, hey, keep fighting. My cat is out and about. But he got quite the ass whooping. I'm not sure if Shigaraki is going to be in any sort of general command type position anytime soon. I had to buy time for Shigaraki and Spinner. Of course, are now in the capsule. No more magic strips on their sleeves. Yeah, that's right. He said the Spinner too. I can buy you like a minute or whatever. You gotta get Tomura up and running. Time and a distraction. Snuck Dabby into the folds of your scarf. Okay, so Spinner and Shigaraki, yeah, we can see them behind them on this page, are decapsulated now so that Tomura can wake up and command the army. Please, Spinner, you're Shigaraki's most devoted follower. Merely the assistant while you two are the main acts. Oh, magician jokes, okay. No guarantee here. I have the whole family on me. This one is this page is kind of crazy. I love the paneling. This like kind of circular, almost look like Christmas ornament-y. Of course, representing the encapsulation of Compress's plan. But there's like so many different lines of narration that Spinner is thinking there was no guarantee here. He's remembering Compress saying, when I have the whole family on me. Then he remembers this long ago flashback of Shigaraki talking to the doctor. I feel so sick that I want to vomit. But I also feel kind of at peace. It's weird. And then this narration, which is Compress currently thinking in present time. Inside your beaten up half-melted suit, I spotted that thing all burned and squashed. Ooh, so that is, of course, one of Shigaraki's hands. One of the hands of his family that used to constantly grip him in his terrorizing suit. It's like there's a lump of lead deep down in my heart, providing an endless source of rage that bursts out. And this is, again, Spinner's dialogue as he puts together the plan that Compress laid out for him to revive Tomura. If only you'd remember that rage. And with his lizardly hands, this whole panel is just so compellingly grotesque, you know? It's like the same appeal as when they'd have those really creepy, hyper-detailed, super like wrinkled, super cracky and flaky close-ups of Tomura's face. And now with the added bonus of like Spinner's hands and the hand obscuring most of it, all bloody. It's intense, and you can see as his eyes light up that this battle is not over yet. There's a huge dole. The Nomu turn to look. Everyone else is still fighting. He found himself some truly decent allies. Heart is power. The more fiercely he embraces that source in his heart. Who is talking here? Could it be All for One again? Manifesting himself in Tomura's body? The way he's saying he found himself some truly decent allies seems to be referring to Tomura. Yes. It is All for One once more. You can see his distinct non-face face. This is an extremely creepy panel. I really like the way that the hand has been kind of reappropriated here. That it almost looks like a monstrous snout or something. Now that it's black and now that Tomura's body has become like so corrupted and vile in other ways. At first it was just kind of like creepy because it looked obviously like a hand. But now it becomes like more and more monstrous. It kind of reminds me of like Garo's transformations in One Punch Man. Never let that hatred die, Tomura. The Nomu on the move. These radio waves can be used as signals to give the Nomu very specific commands. Not something Tomura can necessarily achieve given he's still incubating. So this is another quirk, or this is just some kind of technology that the doctor prepared? That Tomura may not really understand the intricacies of, but All for One. So now the Nomu are just kind of waging war indiscriminately. Spinner is concerned. Go Compress and Makia. Toga's out there too. Tomura has lost to One for All in Endeavor. It's only right that he pays for that loss, all for my sake. Okay, so this is what he was saying before. He found himself some decent allies. Heart is power. The more fiercely he embraces that source in his heart, never let that hatred die. So, is he planning here on sacrificing the rest of the League of Villains intentionally? Simply to make Tomura's hate and rage and destructiveness greater? Causing All for One to become even more powerful and even more present in Tomura's body? Interesting. Seems very in line with a villain of this stature and this evilness. He's with them too. Don't let them get away. But it looks like we're still kind of heading to the same sort of conclusion, even with this power-up. This is just what's really going to enable the villains to escape. And then we kind of reset over the next arc or two for the next battle. Okay. Midoriya firing off the black rope again from his mouth, all of his limbs incapacitated. Worthless Izuku Midoriya. When this body is perfected, we shall meet again. Yeah, okay. So we're kind of closing the door on this battle. Makes sense. We shall meet again. Ooh, and then briefly Shigereki's consciousness reemerges, or Deku has some sort of connection to it here. Shigereki, you killed so many of us and hurt countless others. That is unforgivable. It's unforgivable, and yet, back there when you got swallowed up by All for One, this is referring to, I think, when Deku saw their struggle in that quirk space, in that area of the manifestation of these generational quirks, that he saw All for One completely devour the consciousness and personality of Shigereki Tomura. I think he's going to say, mark my words, I will save you. Wouldn't that be cool? Mark my words. Yes, he's thinking of that time. At that moment. Oh, this is a cool shot. The Nomu and Shigereki and the rest of the villains just receding into the light. Everyone shrouded in black except for the bit of the shining white hair of Tomura. He's going to say, I will save you. The look on your face. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is the climax of this long battle arc. Or maybe not the climax, but the finale. This is how it ends. And I kept asking, like, how are they going to end this? Given all the cards they put on the table, given all the power-ups, all of the devastating potential, everything being put on the line. But I guess I should have expected this, because it's not like the series is going to end or anything. The villains bait a hasty retreat. The heroes are much powered down. Endeavor, especially, the world's #1 hero, has suffered a devastating loss and humiliation and perhaps cancellation in front of the watchful eye of millions. And Deku making this final vow. I will... You looked like you needed saving. Oh, okay. That's kind of hype. Just this series' commitment to a heroic mode. Throughout everything, a heroic mode. The villain in this climax, in this unprecedentedly devastating battle, our hero calls out to him, you need saving. It's cool. Okay. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I want something more lighthearted. This arc was pretty heavy. It featured like a lot of really brutal fighting, a lot of beloved characters getting hurt, a lot of real desperate moments. And then, of course, the whole Toga situation, which seems like it's going to go fairly unresolved, but was quite heavy in its own way. And then the Todoroki situation, just the accumulation of all of this family drama, the long psychological torture of Endeavor. I want something lighthearted. I want a school arc. I want a training arc. I want Cultural Festival 2 or something. But I guess we'll see. I think it'll be a little while before there's something with that high impact again, though. We're gonna build back up to the next encounter. Okay. Whew. Exhausting. And that's just the start of our manga reading today. See you next... In like a few days, we'll have another chapter of BNHA. Alright, bye-bye.